Hello, it's Aubrey Bursch with Easy School Marketing, and today we're going to talk about how to avoid attrition now. So right now, we're in the beginning of 2021, and we are dealing with the COVID-19 virus still in play. And there's a lot of interesting things happening for independent schools. Some are seeing an increase in interest and some are not. And then there's the whole thing in between. And then some who have took on new families, whether they're public school families or not, are at the point right now where they're wondering if those families are going to stay. Now, if you were smart and took my small school marketing and enrollment boot camp or retention boot camp in the fall, you would have probably started to implement some of the strategies to keep your families here. However, I understand that a lot of schools were just kind of in the swim mode and really couldn't implement or did not have the resources to implement some things in the fall. Given, there was hybrid, distance, in person, and coming back to school was very challenging for a lot of schools. So I'm here to talk about attrition now. Like, how can we avoid attrition? So, of our current parents. So we have current parents and they're either going to stay or they're not going to stay, but there's often a gray area in between. So now if we're in January and February at the beginning of 2021, usually we'll need to get their answer by March if they're planning to stay or not, but there is still a window of opportunity. Okay, there's a window of opportunity for you right now to really take advantage of this January time and February time to, one, outreach to families. Like, this should be the time when you're calling. You should try to do a survey of sorts, like get feedback, have teachers really, engage with families to figure out where they are, what questions they have, and really involve them in the life of the community. I know this is easier said than done, but setting that goal by the end of January to have done that personal outreach to families is huge. That's number one. Okay, personal outreach to families is key now more than ever. The second one is to create urgency, okay, and interest in next year. So this is one, creating FOMO, fear of missing out, okay? So your communication should be like, as you're heading into, re-enrollment, or I guess opt out if you have continuous enrollment. It's just really saying, we've saved your spot. Don't worry, we've saved your spot. We're seeing a lot of interest right now, but we want to make sure that we save your spot. And, because we want you to continue to be part of this community. But you're creating the FOMO of almost like there's a lot of interest and, we want to hold your spot. We know it's important to you. Something like that. So it creates FOMO and a sense of urgency, like they really don't want to miss out. I would continue to talk about how what these new families that are welcoming you, that you're welcoming into the community, are excited about, because that makes current parents realize what they're perhaps loving about your school. So that is definitely key. And now is a time to roll out the social proof. So start doing quotes from parents and stuff like that. So other parents are realizing the experience that parents are having in their school. And it's, once again, a FOMO strategy, like fear of missing out. Oh, well, Jen has a child in the 6th grade and she says it's so fabulous and they're taking this wonderful trip. And that leads me into number 3, which is seeding what's next to come. Now, what does this look like? So this means that this should be for both students and parents. This really means that you should be looking at what things are to come next year that you can either have your current students working on for next year, so they're invested in the outcome, whether it's a trip, whether it's like a fun project, something that they're working on that is going to happen next year. And same with parents, like, how can you seed what's going to happen next year and what it's going to look like for their child? I know one school that does personalized plans for their child every year, so that it's easy for parents to say, oh yeah, I had that conversation. They created a personalized plan. I'm so excited about what's to come for little Jimmy next year. So that's key. And then really understanding that with seeding and incentivizing staying, that is benefiting you all in the long run, and that should be part of your process every year. So you're seeding the next level, so the next grade, and then you're also seeding the overall experience, like the benefits of staying. Okay. And people sometimes have loss aversion. So that's why FOMO works, because they don't want to lose what they have. They're hesitant to give it up. So if you can make it seem like it's even more of a particular loss if they don't stay, it does help with retention efforts. And then the next one is showcase the impact of your programs. So literally showcasing what's to come for, fourth grade. The third graders should know, and even the second graders should know what's to come in fourth grade, okay? You're kind of showcasing the program, whether it's you're hosting, events where virtually, probably not in person at this point, but maybe you are in person. And you're virtually having parents come together to meet the teachers from the next grade, talking about the curriculum and like the benefits of moving to the next grade. So you're doing that now so that they have a clear understanding of what's to come. And if you're able to do that with the students too, that's great. Have a student, reach out to a student in the next grade, or a teacher call the student, depending on what your resources are and what you can do. And then that is really and then having that before, enrollment contracts are due, or they have the opportunity to opt out. Student conferences, parent conferences help with this, but you should not just rely on that. Their student visits help with this too. So all of that wrapped up into the package of January and February timeframe is key. So look at your schedule and say, how can we accomplish this? Maybe you have this A+ model up here of this would be the perfect way we would execute this, but we don't have enough resources. So then you go down and what's your B- effort? What could you get done that has a high impact in these areas? And that's what I would suggest you do. So I'm excited to hear from you. Tell me, what are you doing to really retain the family, the current parents that you love? And what are your expectations? What do you think is going to happen in late February and early March with all those new families that you accepted? Or do you think a lot of your current parents are staying? The schools I've talked about, it's a big question mark, because a lot of them don't know, given COVID and given, economic uncertainty, what's going to happen. So this will be very interesting. Stay tuned. Don't worry. I'll be updating you along the way. Take care. Bye.